I'm Tom Rioch, promoting successful business experts, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Toulouse, France, Nathalie Doremieux, a tech-savvy strategist, founder of the Membership Lab. Nathalie, how do you see AI changing the way we connect, sell, and serve?
So I think that where we are going with AI is really using it as an amplifier. So I know right now there are so many tools and services that are coming out, and most of them are going to die, pretty much. But I think what people are starting to realize, hopefully, is that AI is here to help us do more of what we do really, really well, by saving us time, by helping our clients get results faster. So AI is going to be 10%, you give them some knowledge, some context, it does some work, and for 80%, and then the last 10% is going to be for you to tweak it and make it your own, basically. So to me, it's an accelerator of results. It's an accelerator of success. So whatever you're doing that you're doing great can be amplified if you know how to use the proper AI tools.
Yeah, and I consider that as a tool. I've been a couple of months now using it a little bit closer, really having the same impression. And I do feel that it's helping me be better.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, of course, focused on ChatGPT. A couple of people look at Claude, Perplexity. But really what we've been experiencing is really looking at AI as a solution to a problem. It's easy to get drawn into AI and to try many things, many tools.
Right.
But when you look at it as a tool, like you said, and say, okay, this is a problem that I have. Is there an AI solution that can help me? Then it becomes a lot easier to go and find the tool or the service to make that happen. And that can be, we've identified actually at least 3 places where we use AI: in our marketing,
right,
in lead generation. Actually, we just launched a new product that's called Podcast Lead Flow, and it's using AI to gather high quality leads for your high ticket products from a podcast episode. And as an accelerator of results for clients.
Right.
So if you can give them tools to help them do the homework, get the email written, get them moving forward in taking action and gaining confidence, they're going to get results faster. They get results faster. You get the testimonials, the case studies. It's good for your marketing. So It's for the growth of your business.
Well, even as tools, I remember anyway, tools in the olden days, we've always had tools. Tools have evolved over time. And today we have more update tools. We're talking about manual tools, either cutting or drilling or doing anything. And AI is just along that way of being a more modern tool. But we don't want to become the tool. We want the tool to help us.
Absolutely. We have to make every effort to stay in control, right?
Right.
Of course, there are so many things you can do with AI that we know that some people are probably not going to use it the most ethically.
Right.
But as business owner, we have an amazing opportunity to expand and accelerate our growth if we work with AI, but in a way that's really strategic and help us get the results faster, right? So,
and I'm looking at your website, the Membership Lab. And what I see there, you say, build a scalable membership that grows with your business. So in that, you help people obviously create a membership platform and then use these tools, AI and others, to help make that work better, more efficient, faster, whatever.
Exactly. So basically the idea, again, it really came from this idea of retention, right? In memberships, the key is retention. You bring in members, but you want them to stay. Now, in order for members to stay in a membership, they need to get results, right? They need to get what they came for. So if you can help them generate those results, they'll be even more happy, right? So it's about finding those AI tools that can be we talk about agents. That
Right.
can be an AI assistant inside where you can say, hey, I'm struggling with writing an invitation email to my waiting list for my membership, right? And we'll say, okay, it's going to create something based on your tone of voice, based on your business, because it knows already, it has a brain
Right.
that knows about you and your business, right? It knows about you already. So it's not going to be some generic chat GPT stuff.
Right.
It's going to be based on you. It's learning about every single member, right? So when you give those, tools to the members, then in an hour or two, they have it, right?
And I
Something
can see that also. I know I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile, and I
Yeah.
see the membership lab. You've been around the block. You've been doing this like for 18 years. This isn't something you invented yesterday.
No,
But actually, I take, and what I see is you've been refining that over the years. So even membership, we talk about membership, so that could be an old thing. No, it seems to be rather new.
Yeah, no, membership is not new. The first membership I built was in 1998 in California in a
Wow.
biotech, because I was a software engineer in the biotech industry.
Aha.
So the idea of membership is not new. It's evolved a lot.
Oh, you just modernized it.
Exactly. And well, what we're doing really is we are adapting to what people want, which is more connection,
Right.
more customization, more personalization, right? So less content, it's not about binging, it's about doing,
Right.
right? So, and that's what AI help us do. It's less content and more like role play and testing things, right? Because we want people to act on what they're learning.
Right.
That's how they're going to get the results. So it's evolving.
And I see that where you say again on your site, smart automation that enhances, not replaces human
Yeah.
connection.
Absolutely. It gives us time back to be more human. Imagine if you give them the tools to work on these things. When they come on a call, you
Right.
don't have to repeat yourself all the time. You can focus on helping them, with what they're implementing. So the call becomes much more valuable, right?
Right.
We can talk to their actual problems because they've seen the lesson, they started to apply. Now they have real questions that you can really help them, with great context.
And talk to an actual real person.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So it's interesting how it's a scalable business, but it's so much connected to people,
Right.
right? Those memberships, where you throw content on the website, you call it a membership, and you expect people to stay, unless you're Netflix and you're selling bingeable content,
Right.
people need to do something. There has to be a human, connection.
And really, but they'll only stay if you're actually offering them value.
Exactly. I always say there are like three key elements in a membership. There always been, and there will always be. There is the content, that's the learning.
Right.
There is the support.
Right.
This is where they get stuck, they ask questions. And there is the accountability. Showing them that they are making progress, showing them what they committed to, right? So that, they keep the momentum because we're humans.
Very good. Well, how can the humans that are listening to us find you?
So they can find me on the membershiplab.com. And if they're interested in learning about how we use AI for lead generation,
Right.
and really like dialing into getting those high quality leads that give you, context and where you can create unique lead magnets for every single lead with AI, then they can go to podcastleadflow.com.
Very good. And also find you on LinkedIn as we've just
Absolutely. That's my main social platform. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I am in there all day. Not all day, every day.
Very good. Well, thanks again for being with us and sharing.
Thank you so much for having me.
And again, for our listeners, you'll find Nathalie. That's Nathale, the last name Doremieux. Mieux. I'm going to repeat that. Doremieux. Find her on LinkedIn and themembershiplab.com. Themembershiplab.com. Cafe Network is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Till the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.